the icebergs melting and the water overflowing.
It's not.
Ever have a glass full of ice and watched it melt? Did you ever see the glass flow over?
No.
It takes up less room,
Yeah.
The hot greenhouse, whatever.
Well, there's a lot of horse shit that's involved. I've studied that, and I've had many discussions over the last 4 years. The problem with anything is that once a narrative gets established, and then there's a profit attached to the solution to that narrative.
Yes.
And that's green energy and green energy bills, and there's businesses that are wrapped around there. And then there's also this fear that they love to pump into people.
Yes, I have seen people like Bernie Sanders coming out to say this is the cause. And when I look around, the way they put out the message sometimes can be frightening. Looking into this clip, I came across Megyn Kelly when blown after noticing something she didn't blink. When I look at what is happening in California, at a certain point, I didn't want to comment, but what I'm observing, I'll be updating you on what is going on. First, take a look at this video.
Time of crisis, her city's time of massive crisis, in directing people where to go if they need information, which they do because their houses are burning and their family members, in at least 5 cases, are dying. Listen to this idiot in SOT 3. You failed, madam. You failed. You failed to prepare for the crisis. And then when your country and your city needed you, what did you do? Oh, you took the fastest route home with no layovers on a military plane? Great. And when you got there, you were too dumb to realize that URL was a placeholder and then to actually look to your team and say, what is the URL? What is the web address? You are a moron. And I am sorry for our friends in Los Angeles who don't deserve this. I realize they voted for this woman, but I'm going to assume they thought she had 2 nickels to rub together in between her ears. Live and learn. Then she gets caught on the way to, I think this was the news conference, by a Sky News reporter. He got her at the airport. And man, did this guy do a good job. Take a listen to this and how I don't really care, to be honest, whether it's she can't or she won't answer the questions. I'm equally horrified either way. Watch.
Do you owe citizens an apology for being absent while their homes were burning? Do you regret cutting the fire department budget by millions of dollars, Madam Mayor? Have you nothing to say today? Have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today? Elon Musk says that you're utterly incompetent. Are you considering your position? Madam Mayor, have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today who are dealing with this disaster? No apology for them?
That is utter incompetence. Again, picture Trump. Picture Trump in that circumstance. Would he ever just sit there ignoring the reporter firing those questions at him? No, he would say something. Say something resembling anything. Right? Like, take a shot, madam. This is the first, this guy was on the plane with her coming back from Ghana, most direct route, fear not, and started firing questions at her. And this is her first chance to actually say something. I know you're going to a presser. Say, I'll address it more fully at the presser, but here's my message right now. You're an idiot. She's too dumb to do it. That's why she didn't do it. That's why the fire department wasn't ready.
When you take a look at this tweet, breaking, President Biden announces the federal government will cover 100% of costs for 180 days to support relief effort of the California wildfire. A lot of people are not happy with this, though I don't have a problem. If you are the president, this is what you are supposed to do to disasters happening in and around. Someone replied to this, where the F was this when North Carolina was destroyed? People are still living in tent. Everything this comment do is politically motivated. I have no problem having California. I have a big problem not helping is Palestine, Ohio, Florida, and North Carolina and Hawaii. This is the situation. In Hawaii, we saw Biden going there, giving, I think, $700. That is what I saw. I did a couple of videos about that. Now they will cover this for a number of months. Tell me why people will not question it. It is not good.
You might have recall a news story from last year. There was some interest in the fire departments and the firefighters in California, and the interest was that there were too many white men who were firefighters, and we need to have a program in California to make sure we don't have enough white men as firefighters. So we have DEI, we have budget cuts, and yet I'm wondering now, if your house is burning down, how much do you care what color the firefighters
you
are?
can respond, and then
Listen, I am so tired. You know what? There was an article that just came out that said that actually the most educated demographic in this country right now is black women. So let me be clear. Because you are a woman, or because I know that some of the right has been sharing these photos of the fact that I believe that the fire chief may be a woman or something, that has nothing to do with it. We are looking at qualifications. What diversity, equity, and inclusion has always been about is saying, you know what? Open this up. Don't just look at the white men. Open it up and recognize that other people can be qualified. And the fact that we want to, at a time when people are dying, decide that a country of immigrants is failing, or people are dying because the same very people that built this country, because the last time I checked, y'all didn't say that anything was wrong with the White House, and I can promise you it was my ancestors that built the White House. So listen, if we have been good enough to build this country, we are good enough to serve and die overseas, we are good enough to serve in other ways. And the fact that people actually decide that they want to engage in public service, whether it's sitting in Congress or whether it's serving on the fire department or the police department, should not be an issue. The fact is, stop trying to act as if only white men are the ones that are capable. Because right now you're sitting at a table with 3 very capable black women.
I'm not.
Who gives a shit if the fire chief is? I'm sorry, but who gives a flying fig about who she likes to sleep with? Can you fight the fires?
Yes, this ghetto Democrat, when I look at her, sometimes I'm speechless. She is spewing everything revolving around race. That is what I've observed with this lady. Now saying, about how many percent of these intelligent or educated people are black. Sometimes I don't even want to comment on this because it triggers a lot of people. I just want to report the news so you can see what is going on. We are reporting, talking about what is happening in California. Look at the important question that this man raised. I see on social media people saying, conservatives are blaming DEI for what is going on. That is not the case. The person in charge is like that. Then every person will call that out. They are not able to perform the duty. They should not employ people that cannot do the job. I don't care who you are. If you are able to do the job, do it. This is something that can be preventable based on what I've seen, the informations I've read. But look at what happened or what is happening. They don't even have water. It's a big problem. People are concerned with this, like seriously.
The California wildfires are a celebrity cover-up. Hear me out, okay? So mid-2024, P. Diddy, one of the biggest celebrities in the world, right, gets arrested, and we all know for what by this point. And you mean to tell me now the beginning of 2025, celebrities' houses are burning down in the state of California?
As you know, where I live is on fire right now. Literally, the entire city of the Pacific Palisades is burning. And, I flew here last night. I was on the plane, started getting texts.
So I am evacuating my home. It's so hard to leave the podcast studio behind. I know that's sounds insane, but I have everything,
Hi everyone. By now you've probably already heard about the LA fire. What I want to show you is some things I found this morning that you may not have heard of. First, I want to remind you that for some time, Los Angeles has been part of the C40 Cities Initiative. This is this plan for the entire world.
You can't blame nature for human incompetence. We continuously allow dangerously inept people to make decisions for us, tell us what we need to do against what we know is right, and these are the results.
Trump is now calling that Gavin Newsom should step down. He failed the people. That for a year he has called, tried to caution him about this whole situation. But instead, they put it on this sea change. I don't want to pronounce it. So they should put up a community on this video. I don't want to say the word. You should know that. That is what Gavin Newsom is blaming. Someone raised an important question to this lady. When hurricane happened, you never saw the kind of energy this people put in. Like, why now? That is a question I saw under this video. I don't know. I could not respond. I'm just reporting what I saw.
You're in charge of. This is you getting water to areas that need water because there are fires in 100-mile-an-hour winds burning houses to the ground. I watched on a Ring camera a guy have to sit and watch his pet burn to death. You know, those things are issues of the heart when you watch a cherished little pet or, you know, it's just you.
The situation is beyond control. I'll be updating you, giving you more information to what I'm observing on social media. I didn't want to report this, but people keep sending this to me. God bless you.
Health insurance companies to get paid for the work that he's been trained his whole life to do.
What do we do?
Right now you're looking history, remember it.
As a country about
Why would conservatives think fact